Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, whoa, whoa. Lower that. Boy. Okay. Let me move over, huh? Hello. Hello. Let me lower this. It's a little loud in my ears, but it probably won't be loud in your ears. Hello, Outlined and Shami. Meow. Hello, hello, hello. Hi to everyone who's in today. Shadow's here as well. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to a special Crime and Crafts where we're not listening to crime. We're listening to shitty, possibly shitty people. And what's great is that you can be part of it. Unless Streamlabs decides to not stream elements. I want to make sure I've got it. So how's everyone? Still maybe some kind? Yeah, I guess it depends, right? Depends. Depends on what's in these AITAs. How's everyone been? Hopefully everyone's been well. Hopefully everyone has been having a great day and a great great work day, or had a nice time in class or whatever you're doing. Or if you're, you were off today, congrats, number one. And number two, hopefully you had a good time. Yeah. I'm just checking out something. I want to make sure something's working. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and read some AITAs today. We're gonna have Shami alongside with us today. Oh, if the music is too loud or if I'm not loud enough, let me know. I can do volume adjustment. And unfortunately, muting myself when I need to cough is not as simple as when I'm on my main rig, but I'll figure it out. Uh-oh. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Jeez. Sorry. Papa QB came to drop something off, so I had to go and grab that from him really quickly. Cat Biscuits, hello Cat Biscuits. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. First time chatter. Hi. Excited for you to be here too. So just in case you're not aware of what's going on today, Cat Biscuits. Hi, Papa QB. He's probably out already, but he'll probably say hi. We're gonna read some Am I the Asshole stories and do some crafting, which I'm hoping to finish this today. And if I don't, then oh well. And I might actually also switch this, because if I finish this early, I have some crochet projects that I'm working on too. So, all right. So let's get started, huh? Let me go ahead and pull Shami in. Sorry about that, Shami. I know you're waiting. All right. Oh my god, you're gigantic.
As I should be in my true form.
I know. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Hello, everybody.
Do you want to say hi to everyone? You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Shami. A fellow, Am I the Asshole practitioner. Hello. Hello.
Well, she's an Am I the Asshole practitioner. She's a master of Am I the Asshole. I am a very, very occasional enjoyer.
You dabble.
I dabble, and my dabble comes from people like yourself.
You're welcome.
Like you and and KB likes to also partake per se of the AITA, if you guys even call it that. You probably call it AITA or something. I don't fucking know.
I think people just call it Am I the Asshole. I don't think I love
that
AITA. Like, no one says that.
You abbreviate it for no reason. Then you may as well just say it.
Well, you may as well just, because like you type it out and it's like it's really long if you type the whole thing out.
Stop! Don't make fun of me. What the hell? I just got here.
I can turn the stream around.
I can turn the stream off right now. All right, so for today we have pulled out 4 individual Am I the Asshole stories that I've picked and Shami has picked. We're gonna take turns reading them out, and we're gonna give each other kind of questions about how we feel about it. Unfortunately, I don't think that I can run a poll in chat, or else like Stream Elements doesn't have a poll available. I don't know. Whichever.
People can just type like YTA or NTA like on Reddit. Like people can just type that in chat.
If you want to. Yeah, at the end, afterwards, or we can ask, hey, AITA.
So AITA?
AITA or no AITA?
or NIDA.
Nine. All right. Let's start. Do you want to start first?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So before we start, I think we really should discuss what makes an asshole.
Should we?
It reminds me of your lecture synopsis. If you come with us as we discuss.
Oh yeah. Let us have a clear definition of what an asshole is. Let's go ahead and do that first.
I'll just read. Okay.
Just read.
Okay. Title says, am I the asshole for calling the police on my sister when she was, quote, just trying to help? I'm 22F. My sister is 27F. We had babies within 2 weeks of each other, and our sons are now 3 and 5 weeks old. Her son is breastfed, and mine is not. I needed to get surgery recently, and because my son's father isn't around, my sister and brother in law offered to babysit my son while I was in the hospital. 3 days total, free of charge. When I came home today, I walked into my son on my sister's breast. Oh my god, she was breastfeeding him. Okay. Which I actually didn't have an issue to begin with because it was probably easier to breastfeed him than make bottles. But she told me after she threw out all of the garbage I was feeding him, she was going to pump and donate milk to him. Whoa, okay. Okay, I have thoughts already, but anyway. I was kind of in shock, so I didn't react straight away, but I went to the bathroom and called the police on her.
Okay,
Apparently-
okay.
Let me
Okay.
finish.
I am. I mean, I was just reacting.
Yeah. Apparently, what she did wasn't a crime, and the child was being fed, so they couldn't even do anything about it. My sister then blew up at me, saying it was completely wrong of me to call the police on her when she was just trying to help. I told her she dumped 14 cans of formula without even consulting me, and currently had nothing to replace it with, just plans to. She now wants me to-
Mezu, welcome.
Hello! She now wants me to pay her for the babysitting she did, but I told her I can't even afford to replace the formula while I'm on maternity leave, so I won't be paying her for the babysitting. She ended up storming out and blocked me on everything. Our
This
parents
is her
were able to-
sister-in-law, correct? Again?
her sister.
Her sister.
Your link for stream is broken apparently. Nezu is just saying that. Has TTV instead of
Oh,
BT
shoot.
URL. Yeah.
Is this for my Discord? Oh, okay, wait. It's for my stream cord. Got it. Thank you. I'll fix that later. Go ahead.
I shall continue then. She ended up storming out and blocked me on everything. Our parents were able to replace 2 of the cans she threw out, but can't do much else. They also think I was a dick for calling the police on her because getting a record could affect her government job and therefore my nephew. Am I the asshole? Whew, that's a lot. Do you want to give your thoughts? Cause like I have some.
Yeah, I'm almost like I want to say yeah, I think she's the asshole.
I agree with Outline Chat. Everyone sucks, I think. Because, like, how are you going to throw out formula? You know how fucking expensive that is? You're going to call it trash and throw it out? Like, to me, I feel that, like, breastfeeding someone else's kid is already, like, a boundary. But then again, I'm not a mother, so maybe I can't really say that. Yes, thank you, Brie. Yes, formula is so expensive. And your sister's going to come in and throw it out because you declare that to be trash. Like
I
okay,
forgot that everyone's the asshole
Yeah.
is an option. I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I would say everyone's an asshole. I think that the sister had good intentions, but I just think that she just dropped the ball on like what she should do. That makes
But
sense.
also, you're gonna like turn around and call the cops on her. That's like that's kind of extra.
Like what do you tell them? Right? Like what do you tell them? Do you tell them my sister just tried to feed my kid?
Yeah.
Like with her breast. And it's just like, is your child a baby? Yes. Okay. Like, yeah,
Or she
I
could
agree.
argue
Good
that,
intentions.
Like,
Definitely.
throwing the formula was stealing, but like, dude. Like what?
I mean,
what is their family like that this is like the reactions that we have to all of this? Like,
And didn't she say that her brother or her brother-in-law and her dad also were involved or something? In the beginning, didn't you say that they
my
They
sister
also-
and brother-in-law offered to babysit my son. So like her sister and her sister's
and
husband.
her yeah, her brother-in-law had nothing to do with this, like at all? He didn't
No,
say
he-
anything, he didn't stop her, he just was on the
That's true, actually.
sidelines.
That's true. Where is he in all this? Just watching football?
Yeah. He was just like,
Football.
he was like, oh, the girls are yelling at each other again. Better turn up the game.
Wow.
Good intentions definitely overstep then overreaction. It's also a very weird scenario. It is a weird scenario, I would say, yeah.
It is.
Based father-in-law.
The
I mean, that's
father-in-law
not a
was-
father-in-law. Yeah, father-in-law. I think you mean brother-in-law, but I don't think the father was involved. I don't think. And maybe I just misheard. Yeah.
I mean, okay, we hope the father-in-law is just at home minding his business. That's also based in this situation, I think. Like,
That's also a really good question. Let's say you had two daughters, and this was happening to you, and this was happening. What would you do? Like,
I mean, you have to wonder, right? Where did they learn to be like batshit like this? Like, it came from
their mother,
somewhere.
obviously, right?
Yeah, I want to interview the parents and see what they're like. Like your family, you see what's happening here. Nezzy says, "I'm entirely unsure if there's a correct response. Like everybody just acted out of order here. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah, it just escalated and escalated and escalated. So I think I am in the everyone's an asshole here response or camp.
Yeah.
However, I do think that the sister did throw the first stone.
yeah, like
She
you're
did
gonna
not have
insult-
to throw out somebody else's things, if that makes sense.
and then be insulting in the same time. Like, oh, you're feeding him trash. Like, if the baby is getting fed, then as long as you're not like buying it chicken nuggets every day or something, then that's fine. Like,
Chicken
honestly.
nuggies?
Yeah, like I'll read some edits and I'll read some like comments too here. So edit number 1. There's no way my sister would have replaced the formula as she's completely against it and has been vocal about her dislike for me using it. Minding your business is free. Feed your child whatever you want.
Okay. Here's a devil's advocate. Okay.
Yeah.
If the sister knew, if OP knew that the sister had such a harsh criticism towards formula, would you say that it's partially her fault for trusting the fact that, knowing her sister has this view, thinking, oh, well, my sister is probably going to use the formula?
I mean, the sister at least had an alternative. Like, which I still think is weird, but whatever. She like breastfed the kid herself, or like as long as she brought like other food, then like that's her choice if she doesn't want to use formula. But to me, I think the issue, it isn't even like necessarily wrong that she is against formula. Like I said, like feed your child however you feel is right. What's wrong is that she like trashed someone else's possessions. Like she didn't spend the money on that formula, her sister did. And when you're a mom, you don't have a lot of money, especially for a baby. And formula, like I don't have kids, so like I'm just spitballing here, but I think formula is like anywhere from like this is Canadian, by the way, like for like yeah.
Everyone, she is Canadian. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
Doxed. Okay. I think it's anywhere from like
Doxed.
anywhere from like 25 to 40 bucks, I think, for like a can of formula. Like it's expensive.
What? $25 to $40
Let me look
for a
up right now.
can?
Let me look up redacted Canadian pharmacy here where one might purchase
Just
such a thing. Like
never have a child in Canada
honestly,
ever.
Honestly. Baby formula.
You better put that in incognito. You're gonna get a lot of shit being told.
Oh god.
Hey, you have a baby now? Oh my god. Here's a stroller.
Okay, I see $22.99, $71.99.
Wait, are you sure this is
$72?
Wait. Is this for just a simple can? Just one
can
can?
of baby formula. I am not shitting you. A can of baby formula.
Single.
$72.
I mean, if this person lives in Canada, then I mean, there's two thoughts, right? Number one, the sister is right to breastfeed, and number two, the sister's also incredibly wrong to throw that out. Then
Yeah, I see prices ranging anywhere from like $20 to like fucking $70, $40. Like the fact is, shit's expensive. No, it's not a
Nezu
pack.
says,
It's one. It's one. It's not a pack.
oh, so it sounds like a bad case of not setting ground rules and or trying to make sure there's no confusion before allowing babysitting of what sounds like a newborn. I agree. That's the reason why I
Boundaries.
mentioned. But that's the other thing, is that if you know that your sister has such a huge issue with this, like, why would you trust her with being around it? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I wouldn't think that, like, maybe I'm too rational here, but, like, I wouldn't think that somebody would just, like, come into my house, see something they don't like that I have, and throw it out.
Like, I mean, that's fair too. Like, you'd expect, okay, if you don't like it, fine, just leave it the fuck alone, you know?
Yeah, like, bring your own food, feed the baby something else, fine. Like, that I don't have an issue with. That's fine. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just feed my fucking kid, okay? Like,
yeah. All right. So, is there a follow-up?
So there's a couple more edits. My sister did not have a supply already pumped, nor has she even used her pump yet. So not only did she not have anything to replace what she threw out, she had no idea how her body would respond to a pump. I guess that's like the arguments, like she could have like pumped out milk to replace the formula but didn't. And then this happened at her house. I don't know why that matters. My sister went to my house. I don't know why that matters. Okay, first comment says 14 cans of formula is no joke, not the asshole. Again, I don't think she had to like swoop to like, I'm calling the police, but
yeah, I don't think she had to decide I'm calling the police. If she decided to do that, she should have gone to her sister and been like, hey, like, do you realize, regardless of how you feel about that, that cost me X amount of money, and that money happened to not be yours. That was
like you're
my money
away from your niece/nephew here. Like, it's not my money. It's like feeding, you know what I mean?
Like let's say, for example, I decided to, God forbid, spend, how much would that be? Let's say 14 cans, right? $200.
Yeah.
I don't know, right? $200 on a Sonic statue. Okay, that's just an example. Okay, you may not like Sonic, but are you gonna go out of your way and smash my Sonic statue?
Well,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
it doesn't matter what I decide to use it on. In the end, it's my money that I've decided.
If you bring your Knuckles statue instead, if you bring your Knuckles statue and place it next to the Sonic statue, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Bring your Knuckles statue. Go ahead. I don't care.
Tails for free.
Yeah, you like, bring your Amy statue, all right? Actually, never mind. No. I'm sorry. That's a little bit too much. Okay, sorry. It's too much. Anyway, you had some edits, correct?
That was them. I just read them, and then people are saying, you know, formulas.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The real tea is that formula is too expensive. That's very true. Also, just talking about Nezu's comment earlier. Oh, it sounds like a bad case of not setting ground rules. To be fair, 90% of these are like they suck at communicating or didn't set boundaries. So,
yeah, I also feel like that's just the case.
Yeah. That's $700 worth of the formula my baby drinks. I would be livid. $700 worth. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, yeah. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money.
Like, she's right to be angry. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, dude, you called the cops.
Yeah, that's escalating it to, like, at that point, you're just making the situation worse, and you know it. Like, you have to know it while you're calling the cops. You have to know that you're making the situation worse.
Okay, gavel. Everyone sucks. Gavel.
Well, for us, yes. How do other people feel? If you feel like not an asshole or is asshole, you know, if you feel differently, then say so. Please say so.
If you disagree, like, tell us why. We'll be interested to hear.
And we won't fight you over it. I'm just curious.
You must agree with us or leave. Be gone.
But while that's happening, why don't I go ahead and pull one up from my side?
I hope that was a good like appetizer.
Yeah. Nezu
Calling the
says, I
cops.
mean, calling the cops is definitely treading into asshole territory. But that's because there are so many issues that come with that. True. That's why I mentioned I was like, you're just escalating it to be worse than it was before, too. No.
Well, surely the cops have other shit they could be dealing with in that moment.
Yeah.
Catbits get
Yeah, okay, yeah. Everyone's asshole. I solved it personally, then I would be fine. Yeah, if she goes, hey, like, like, you don't have to buy me formula again, but you could at least give me money. You could take us out to dinners. You could take my kid, like, you could pay for daycare. Like, there
buy
are
me
other
like
ways out there.
groceries, please, like $200 worth of groceries, or like however equal to the amount of the shit you threw out. Like,
Yeah, you don't even have to buy more formula. If you dislike formula, then you can just be like, okay, can you get me like, I'm trying to get like a blender that'll feed my kid and stuff like that. There are other ways around this, but it seems like OP OP just jumped the gun and was like, it's either the cops or nothing. So yeah.
yeah.
All right, well, we spent some time on that one. How about we move on to the next one? Okay, so mine is, am I the asshole for picking apart food my girlfriend brings me? Sometimes my girlfriend and I don't feel like cooking on our respective dinner duty nights, so we order in or pick something up on the way home. When my girlfriend does it, she picks up 2 of the same thing. Sometimes what she brings has stuff that I don't eat on it. Pickles, raw onion, refried beans, stuff like that. She does know I don't eat this stuff, but I don't say anything since she did buy dinner and I'm grateful for that. I just pick the things off. She's made faces over me doing this in the past, and I suggest calling or texting me before she orders something or picks it up so I can tell them what to leave off. Oh, thank you, Nezu. She did that like once and then stopped because either I was still at work and not picking up, or she was tired and forgot. Today she wanted to eat an early lunch together and wasn't feeling the leftovers we both packed. So we met up and she got hoagies for us. While we were eating, I was picking off the extras while talking to her. She made this annoyed face again and told me to stop pouting and eat it, and just eat it as she got it. I asked her if I was making faces about it, and she said no, but picking stuff off was pretty much the equivalent of pouting and silently complaining. I was always taught that it was fine to take things off of food, but this seems to be a real issue for her, so I'm here to ask if I'm in the wrong.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Part of me says no assholes here. Part of me says he's the asshole, and I'll explain why. It's the sentence when he's like, "Oh, I don't say anything because I'm just grateful that she's buying me food," and it's like, dude, like, how hard is it to say like, "Oh, I don't want lettuce on my sub, please," or whatever, right? Like, this is another like communication thing. Like, if you had just communicated, it wouldn't have happened. It's almost like what we were talking about, that ice cream tweet. It's kind of like that, except not really, because like, anyway, I'm getting off topic. Yeah, I think he's the asshole. Honestly.
You think that he's the asshole?
If I were the girl in the girlfriend's shoes, I would be annoyed that like, I don't know, I'd be annoyed that it was just like avoidable and like I bought you food and then you immediately like open your sandwich and like take stuff out. I get why that would be annoying. I do.
I also, okay, so I think that she's the asshole.
Okay.
And I'll explain why. If this has happened multiple times, then don't you think that you should be at least observant to see that your boyfriend doesn't eat these things? And then if she notices, hey, clear, or she could ask. She could also ask too. Like, communication is a two-way street. If
I
you
guess that's true. Like she could ask and he could be upfront with it.
Yeah, she could be like, hey, oh, you don't eat pickles? Okay, next time I won't get pickles. Or hey, you don't like raw onion? I see that you're picking them off. It's not like he's picking them off for fun, you know? Or they're picking them off. I don't know if this is male or female. Um if that's the case, why wouldn't you just be observant and be like, okay, well, you don't eat these things? Or as you do, I know that you and Bree have this relationship. There are things that you eat that Bree doesn't like to eat, or Bree eats and then that Bree eats but you don't eat. So if that's the case, you could have a symbiotic relationship that way. But all you have to do is just communicate and say, "Oh, you don't like your pickles? I'll eat them instead."
Yeah.
You know? But it seems like, yeah, I don't know. It seems like she's not doing enough either. Because at least in this situation, he's not putting a lot of effort in either to like, or she's not putting enough effort into to kind of observe. Let's see what everyone else has to say too. Nezu says this one is totally situational. If she's grabbing food before mentioning what or where from, and there's no opportunity to ask to leave things out, then she's the asshole.
That is
If
true.
she mentions if she mentions what she's getting and he doesn't say anything, then that's just dumb on his part. And not complaining if he had the opportunity to not have it be an issue. I see it. To not have it be an issue. Yeah. Like, I agree with that. Like, if she does mention what she's saying or what she's getting, and he doesn't say anything, I don't think he has the right to, complain or anything. So, how do you feel about it? You said you still feel like he's the asshole?
When you put it
Or do
that
you
way, I feel that this is a case where maybe they should both be more like open with communication. So in this case, it could be another like they're both the asshole because they just need to be upfront with each other. Like, I don't know, if you know your SO is picky, then yeah, you should say like, hey, I'm gonna get blah blah blah. Is that okay? But then again, if you also know that your partner is going to get food, I think you can also remind them like, hey, don't forget like no pickles please or something, and then like, you know what I mean?
to be honest, like,
yeah.
sorry, like, it's just like, I honestly feel like she's the asshole. Okay, maybe I'm reading too into this. Let me know what you think, okay? Cuz it's
This one's an
I'm just rereading it because like from what I'm seeing, I think she's annoyed that he or they are picking things off in general, or even not wanting something in the original order. Cause like I said, if she noticed that he was picking things off, she could have just been like, oh, he doesn't like these things. Let me communicate and ask him what he wants or they want, what they prefer. But like, it sounds like she just wants them to eat it as is, which is just like, okay, well, you can't force somebody not to be picky. If they really don't like something, then they don't really like it. No?
I guess if you're in a relationship with somebody long enough too, you generally know like what they like and don't like. If you're paying attention to that is, and if you're considerate.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm feeling that she does not respect his own opinion on something.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she doesn't respect the fact that like, oh, he doesn't like pickles because she likes pickles. It's like, okay. That's how I'm feeling. I don't know how you feel about it though.
I feel like I need more context. I don't know, because like it just seems
a little empty.
Sort of. Like
empty.
Yes, you should be respectful of your partner's likes and dislikes. But
right.
at the same time, like, you should, I don't know, if you don't like something, you shouldn't just sit there and take it and be like, well, I'm grateful that she got me the food. Like, you can say like, hey, next time don't forget ketchup, please, or whatever, right? Like.
Just like just being open and being honest.
Yeah, like just talk to your partner? Question mark. Yeah.
Okay, so let me read a couple of lines because I think we've skipped some things. All I noticed says depends on what he doesn't like. I feel like it's if it's like extra toppings, then it's reasonable for her to have to remember things like pickles, onions, etc. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, that makes sense to me. Yeah. If it's just like, well, I mean, from the thing it says, pickles, raw onion, refried beans, stuff like that. Like, does that mean there's a long list of things? Like, what does that mean? You know, like I can imagine that.
It depends on how picky they are. Yeah, like if they're just like all this shit, like I don't like pickles, I don't like onions, I don't like that, blah, 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 like that's like I get how
It's a
that would be like
chore,
a lot.
you
Yeah.
know.
Like,
Yeah. Nezu says, though the wording sounds like she just picks it up and lets him know, but I don't know. Yeah, like it does sound like she does just pick it up and then doesn't seem to really care about
if
what
that is what's happening, and then
cares.
she gets mad at him, then that makes her the asshole. Yeah. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
But
good
then.
point. And how long has this been going on? Cat biscuits. I have not gotten a time frame, unfortunately. Yeah, this commenter says here how I feel. They say, just eat it as she got it. Hell no. The girlfriend needs to respect OP's taste buds. If she is picking up food or making hoagies, she needs to ask what OP wants as well. Then get him what he wants and not what she wants. Then he wouldn't have to pick things off the food. Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of psycho just goes to a store and buys their SO like whatever and then doesn't like ask them? If that is what's happening, that makes her the asshole. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I agree with Outline where he says you should know. Like I know QBJ doesn't like barbecue sauce. I don't get her extra. I mean, I like barbecue sauce. I just don't like super saucy things because they're messy.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is that I almost feel like the girlfriend doesn't seem to care or want to know the OP's likes and dislikes, if that makes sense, and respect them.
Why are you with them then in that case? I'm just gonna say it.
I mean, it could just be a food thing. It could only be food, you know? She could be just so. Like and she respects them in other ways as well. So who knows? But yeah, any other comments on this one before we move on?
Well, what do the Reddit comments generally say? Like she's the asshole?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, everybody mostly says that she's the asshole. Says no pouting and complaining is the equivalent of pouting and complaining. He appreciated the meal but didn't want certain toppings.
A weak yeah.
BRB grabbing food meow.
Cat biscuits raises a good point too, though. Like if they've just started dating, that's one thing. Like maybe they're getting to know each other. That's still not nice, but like yeah. But if they've been together for like 10 years, like then there's no excuse. Like.
Yeah, I think in either scenario, she's the asshole, because if it's years, then you should have known by now.
Yeah.
You've been in this in the relationship long enough to know better.
Like
right?
That's just you actively not giving a shit at that point.
Right, actively. If it's like a week ago, then it's also a bad thing because it also means that she doesn't care or want to put enough effort to learn who you are to make a successful relationship. And if that's the case, then it's still bad. You know, it's still negative.
Like calling him out where he is picky, and I do my best to navigate his likes and dislikes. So, you know, I could never just buy him something and be like, here you go, eat this, like, and just get him like completely stuff I know he doesn't like, and then be like, why don't you like it? Aren't you grateful that I bought you this thing you don't like? Like.
Yeah.
Okay, I switch it around. She's an asshole. Okay.
Nice. Everyone says she's an asshole. Great. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I
Let's
think that she's
do
an
it.
asshole. I'll see what everyone else has to say. But in the meantime, while everyone decides what they want to say for that, do you want to read your next story?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sure.
Okay. Hem. Am I the asshole for not babysitting my wife after she got super drunk? My wife and I were on vacation in a foreign city. We met up with some friends, went out to dinner, and then hit the bars, and I got fairly tipsy, borderline drunk. Out of nowhere, my wife decides it's time to go all out and informs me it's her turn to get drunk. Problem was, I'm already drunk and tipsy. Lamau. Then she just disappears. We send a female from the group into the bathroom to find her. That was the assumption. But no, my wife just vanished to the bar and proceeded to down 12 shots of Fireball and some flavored vodka. Damn, girl. Yeah, you can imagine how that went down. 12 shots? Did you have to leave in an ambulance or something? My god. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm just reading this, Sam. She, she pukes all over the place, pukes again on the street. And drunk me is kinda all on my lonesome as our friends are all trashed too. This is a mess. Somehow I managed to navigate both of us back to the hotel on foot. Kudos to drunk me, I guess. I get her into the shower to clean off the puke, she says she's okay, and I flop into the bed and pass the fuck out immediately. All seems well until 2 a.m. rolls around and the hotel phone starts blaring. As I'm groggily trying to figure out what's happening, I get out of bed and I realize my feet are literally wading in water on the carpet 2 inches deep. She passed out in the shower, not a bathtub, shower only, and her ass perfectly blocked the drain in the floor. It ended up flooding our entire hotel room and leaking out into the hallway and into someone else's room, who presumably called the hotel staff. This is mortifying. I hate this.
Oh my god, it just gets worse. It gets worse the more you get in, like the more that you listen to it. It's worse.
We managed to get ourselves dressed. Hotel staff comes up to talk, and we're shuffled to a new room without a watery carpet. No real consequences, and we're not charged any fees. God, that's lucky.
That is crazy. That
That's
part
crazy.
is probably the craziest part, actually.
Where'd they stay? Shit. This sounds like Vegas. Like, well. But here's the crux of the issue. My wife turns around and blames me for the entire circus. No, girl, no. Apparently, I should have been more attentive and made sure she got out of the shower. She said she was okay. It sounded coherent at this point. I was drunk as fuck too. I don't know. I guess I would get it if she didn't spring this on me after it was too late for me not to drink. So, am I the asshole?
I think this one is a very obvious you're not an asshole.
Yeah, if you're getting so drunk that you're like doing all of that, like okay, it's like driving. It's like driving. You match the pace of everyone else.
Yeah.
Like you get as drunk as everyone else does. You don't get just immediately go 12 shots. Let's go. Blah. Like you don't know.
Okay, and number
No.
2, excuse me. If you came with your friends, where's the DD?
If
Like
they're
where?
in a hotel, I would assume that like they're like local and like taking transit or a taxi or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still. I mean, regardless of. Oh, hello, Blair. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. It says. Nezer says, "Okay, this one is an easy one in my opinion." Cat biscuits says no. Hello. Nezu says definitely falls into the one who gets vomiting drunk without first deciding that someone will stay full sober. Like, yeah. I mean,
Like, yeah,
I
you knew your
agree.
husband was already on the way. Like, you can expect him to then take care of you.
I
Like,
agree. Yeah,
also,
I think
like,
this
hot
one is a
take,
very obvious. Go ahead.
like
Hot take.
as an adult that like sometimes consumes alcohol, rarely to this point though. Like as an adult, I feel like you need to be responsible for yourself. Like you can't expect somebody else to take care of you. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
that
like
is.
holding your hair back while you puke is one thing, but like stopping you from actively committing like destruction is a whole other. Like, nobody should be getting that drunk. I'm sorry. Like that just shouldn't be happening.
It's funny because like when I first heard the title, I was like, okay, this person obviously is kind of I expected to say they're the asshole just because of
Yeah,
their saying, "Oh, my wife expected me to babysit her." And I'm just
yeah,
like, okay, I don't really like the tone of this title. But
yeah.
then you actually got into the story and I'm like, "No, that is 100% babysitting. It's 100% babysitting."
It would maybe be another thing if he was sober and then just let her be a mess. Like that would kind of be another thing. At the same time, you should be responsible for yourself, yes. But if you're sober and watching your wife like act a fool like this, you should. I think you should step in to a certain extent. But like considering that he was also like he started drinking first and then she just runs in like, yeah, we're gonna get fucked up. Like that's not responsible in my opinion. That's not
Also,
enjoying. Yeah.
oh, that's an enjoying. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's not enjoying responsibly. That's all I was gonna say.
Enjoy responsibly.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, I like, okay, maybe I'm reading into this more than I should, as usual. But I feel like there's no way somebody gets that actively drunk without something going on. I feel like their relationship was already on the rocks or something. There has to be.
Like he did something to piss her off, so she was like, "Okay, fuck him. I'm getting
Well,
drunk," and he has to
fuck
like.
it. Yeah, and then at the end when all this shit goes down, he's like, um she goes, it's your fault. And that's just like, to me, that's so, there's so
I
much
almost
passive
want to say
aggression in
we
that.
know some people that could be capable of that, but we'll just
Oh,
we'll just
Sarah,
leave that at that.
sorry, Shami, I don't have my tea. I only have a bottle of water. Fuck.
I've got a responsible glass of wine. I'm not out here doing 12 shots of Fireball. Jesus.
Oh, can you take a sip for me, please? A nice
Um,
loud sip, please.
I'll try. Okay.
Not loud enough. What the hell? That was silent.
I think it's my mic. I
Slurp.
had it like up to my mouth as much as I could. Bottoms up.
Well,
Type, blood. Like I can't be like this lady. Like flooding her.
sometimes, okay, not even joking. Shami and I would be in VC, and I would just literally just take a sip of my water, and she'd go slurp, slurp. Like,
You've done it in stream too.
I hydration taskaroo.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I think I'm done with 15. Very cool. I think unanimously for this one, most people are gonna say very easily, you know, the
Not
wife's
the
the asshole. Yeah.
Well,
Not the
interestingly
asshole.
enough, the top rated comment, which has 35,000 upvotes, 35K, says, "Everyone sucks here. You're both adults and both responsible for your shared drunken stupidity." That's not fair. Like, he drank within his limits. He wasn't fucked up. Like, he got them home. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's a fair judgment.
I think if, yeah, I think if he saw her in the tub and it was flooding and he was like, "Oh, I'm drunk. She's drunk. She can take care of herself," then he would be responsible. However, he was passed out. He was taking care of himself. It's not like he consciously knew, you know? At least that's how I feel. I don't know. Maybe I'm the asshole at the end. I'm just kidding. All right. Shall we move on to the next one? I'm pretty sure unanimously, yeah. Okay. Let me into the next one.
She gave the "I'm good," Nezu says.
She did. She gave the "I'm good," and it's like, if you did that.
People do that. They're like, "I'm not drunk. I'm fine."
I've never done that in my whole life.
Sip swine.
I should have grabbed some soju or something. That would have been nice.
I just thought it
Okay,
was
so
appropriate.
yeah, appropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, we did it last time. Just I was
Yeah.
not a streamer at the time. Yeah, that's exactly it. Who assumes that their SO is going to flood the room? Like, nobody is going to just assume the absolute worst, you
That's
know?
the same energy as who assumes their sister is going to throw out their baby formula. Like, same energy.
Alright, I'm gonna read this next one.
Okay.
Unless anybody has any extra comments.
Any last words?
Any last words?
This one didn't call
Alright.
They could have here. It would have been
Somebody else
justified.
just called the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
Go next. Okay. AITA. So, am I the asshole for kicking my mother out of my house after she berated my girlfriend for accidentally farting?
Ugh. Ugh.
I'm really torn about this, and I need some perspective. So, my girlfriend and I have been together for 2 years and recently moved in together. My mother, who I have a close relationship with, came over for dinner to see our new place. Everything was going well until my girlfriend excused herself to go to another room. She tried to leave discreetly, but unfortunately she couldn't make it in time and accidentally farted in front of everyone.
Tragic.
I could tell that she was mortified, but before I could say anything or comfort her, my mother chimed in. She called my girlfriend disgusting and a douchebag, going on to say that she needs to be a real woman and be ladylike, quote quote. I was in shock. My girlfriend was on the verge of tears. I asked my mother to apologize, but she doubled down and said that she was only saying the truth. I couldn't take it anymore and told her to leave our house. She left, but not before telling me that I was being disrespectful to her. Now she's upset with me, and my dad and my grandpa are saying that I overreacted. My grandma is on my side with this, though. I believe in treating my girlfriend with respect, and I don't want anyone in our home who can't do the same. Am I the asshole?
I was SMHing IRL thing while you're reading that. No, absolutely not. Like, that happened. Like, you're gonna. That's like when guys are like, can't a girl hold her period in? Like, sometimes that just happens, and like, poor girl. Yeah, poor girl is probably so embarrassed and then gets berated by this random woman. Like,
Okay,
no.
she's not random. They've been together for 2 years, which is even fucking worse. Honestly, the fact, okay, like, I don't know how other couples are. I know for KB, he was like, I don't understand why you're so concerned about like meeting my parents. And I'm like, of course.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about meeting your parents. Of course I want to make a good impression upon your mom and stuff like that. And to even think of doing like something as embarrassing as this, like that would be mortifying for me. How would you feel about it if you were in the situation?
I'm literally sitting here picturing it in my head, like if I was at like my in-laws. Plus, they're like, they're very like old school people,
Like traditional,
yes,
conservative.
yes. You've heard stories, you know. And like, I did that.
Unfortunately.
I'd probably cry or like message you in the bathroom crying like, June.
Yeah, I can see that. I already fucking can hear it. I can hear it and I can see it, and my mind's eye is open. My third eye is seeing this happen.
I would just I can't even. I literally cannot.
Okay, here's a okay. So to me, what makes the mom a terrible person, right? Is I feel like she's awful because she said it in front of the girlfriend and mortified her in front of the son / boyfriend.
She shamed her for it. She openly shamed her for it.
Yeah, she openly shamed her. How would you feel if she did not openly shame her? What if she took her child to the side and was like, your girlfriend, she literally farted and it was so disgusting. Like, do you feel like it would be any better and the girlfriend wouldn't know? She would just excuse herself and she would just let her go?
Okay, it still wouldn't be great. Like, obviously, it'd be like, well, mom, like, she obviously didn't do it on purpose. Like, it still wouldn't be great. But it would, yeah, it's still bad, yeah, but it would at least, like, preserve some dignity. Like,
Yeah. Would you kick her out then? Because I feel like OP kicked their mom out because of that open shaming.
yeah. And that,
But
I don't know if that would be an immediate kicking out, but I'd definitely be, like, annoyed that they're, like, making a thing out of it. Like the shaming and making a thing out of it, that deserves a kicking out. But, like, if you pulled them aside and was like, oh my god, like, she farted, she's so uncouth, she's so, like, blah, 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 that's, like, well, uncomfortable. Does that deserve the escalation of calling the cops, throwing her out? Like,
please.
I don't.
Throw the whole mother away.
Gets the microwave, puts 9 yeah.
Who complains about human bodily functions? Yeah. Go ahead.
The best thing to do, depending on the person, is like either laugh it off, like make a joke about it, or just say nothing.
What do you think would happen? Like, let's say you decide to make a joke of it. Do you think the mother would double down and be like, "Oh my god, you're disgusting," and you try to make a joke out of it? You're
I'm not talking about the farter. I'm talking about the audience. Like if like the mom in this case, like the best.
The mom,
yeah. Like, don't say anything, or
or just like,
really
or if they're very. No, I mean, yeah, but like I also feel like if it were me, I'd be like, I'd kind of do what Nezu was saying. It's like, it's fine. It's just human bodily function. It happens, and then just like move on and just keep eating
like,
dinner
or apologize, be like, oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me, and then like just move on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, it could be too that you're so mortified that you just don't say anything. 100%, you know.
Or you could do the classic, try to cover it up, like push your chair out or something, or drop something and be like, oh, sorry, like your sneeze, like, you know. There's that.
Yeah.
Regardless, the mom was totally wrong, asshole.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's fair. I think anything that deals with public shaming like this, just over something that's like a bodily function,
you can't control.
Yeah, it's just like, you're the asshole. You're the asshole.
Yeah. Gavel.
Alright, I'm ready for your story then. Wait, hold on. Nezu says, I think her doubling down warrants having someone leave. Fair. Yeah, the fact that she said she doubled down and saying that I'm only telling the truth. Yeah, you gotta go. Capiscud says, the mom seems like a person to find things to put people down. Agreed. I agree.
Yeah,
it sounds almost like
it would have been something else. Like,
yeah, because unless like you literally are at that point not even human, you're not even human because you're so perfect. I mean, I feel like this mother would be like, oh, you know, it'd be anything. Sometimes you have to look at it from perspective of like, how would you react if it wasn't your mom saying it? Like, that would not fly. I agree. Yeah. If it wasn't your mom, then would you still react that way? I don't think so.
Yep.
Anyway, do you want to read yours next?
Yes. Okay.
Good. Fine.
This is another baby one. I'm sorry I'm picking so many like parent ones. That wasn't on purpose. It just kind of happened. Am I the asshole for giving my wife an ultimatum about baby name? Before my wife and I got married, we made an agreement that she would get to name our first boy and I would get to name our first girl. We recently discovered that she was pregnant with twins, and after talking about it, we decided to stick to our original plan. But you don't even know what you're having. What if they're both boys or both girls? Okay, whatever, anyway. I thought everything would be fine, but ever since I heard the name she chose, we've been having problems. The name is bad. It sounds really stupid. It's absolutely the kind of name that will get our son bullied. I immediately vetoed it, but my wife said I can't because that was our agreement. I asked why she insisted on this particular name. Apparently, it comes from a character she identified with in one of her favorite books when she was growing up. It's probably a fucking Harry Potter name. But the emotional attachment doesn't make the name any better. I said fine. Then I may as well name our daughter Hortensia Beerbong III. It sounds just as dumb. She told me I couldn't do that, and I said, why not? It's my choice. That was the agreement. We've been been at an impasse ever since. Where do these people come from? Excuse me. Now, obviously, I'm not actually going to name my daughter that, and I'm pretty sure my wife knows that too. I was just trying to help her see the mistakes she was making, but she's not listening to reason. Recently, she started hinting she might just take off around her due date and give birth somewhere without me and my naming input. I think that's uncalled for, but I've got a week-long business trip that I can't get out of about a month before she's due, and I'm worried she'll take the opportunity to disappear until the twins are here. I've told my brother to keep an eye on her while I'm gone, but it's not like he can watch her 24/7. This is nuts. I think her name choice is dumb and will cause problems for her son, and she thinks I'm being controlling and overdramatic. Neither of us are willing to back down, but with her hints about skipping town for the birth, I've been wondering if things have gone too far. Am I the asshole? You know what? I'm gonna say no, he's not the asshole, because I think if the two of you have made a baby together, you can still have a rule of like, hey, so I'll name the girl and you name the son, but like at the same time, like it has to be something you can both like agree on, I think.
I
Like
mean,
if you're
that's what compromising and being in a
yeah,
relationship is, you know?
like if you're out here naming your child Dumbledore or Legolas, like no, no. I'm
like,
sorry. Like
back to like the food thing, right? Where they're, the guy is picking things off of his food, for his girlfriend, and he doesn't like refried beans, for example, right? And let's say they're getting married, and for the main courses, she's like, I'll pick the main course and you can pick a side dish. Like, if she picks something that he literally cannot eat, like, he gets the say to be like, hey, can we not do this? What's your next option? You know?
yeah, or like
In
let's
the
do something
same way.
homemade or something, like something.
Right, like something else. There should be some sort of veto system. Like, you don't have just one idea, right? You don't just have like, oh, I can only think of one name and that's it. So I don't know. I think not the asshole for this. I think that he was mocking her. I don't like the fact that he mocked her. But generally,
His made-up name was kind of funny though, Hortensia Beerbong III.
yeah, like he could take it if it was that serious to him, he could have taken it in a more serious manner. But that could also be the nature of their relationship. I don't know.
My thing is too, not even about the name. This is one thing, but then there's a whole other bonkers part where she's threatening running away to like have their kids in secret. What the fuck? Like what? Over a name? That's a whole other thing. That's like whoa.
I also feel like she in that moment just didn't feel respected. I think it's as Cat Biscuit says here, I think they may have many deeper problems if it's spiraling like this. I agree. I think that there are much deeper problems if, like, literally it's spiraling to a point where she wants to have the baby where he isn't there.
Not to mention the point too that like if they can't even like they have this much discourse over a name, then what about like other parenting decisions they'll have to make? Like, well, I want to homeschool him. Well, I don't. Okay, well, I'm gonna kidnap him then and homeschool him myself. Like something like that. You know what I mean? Like something just crazy like that.
Yeah. I think they just have severe compromising problems for both people, honestly. If
And
that's the
they're
case,
having a baby.
maybe, I mean, Shami, we've seen people who have had babies and they should not be having babies. Many a people. But yeah, I think, in my opinion, this one is a honestly, both assholes. I honestly think both are assholes.
You think he could have like handled this like more respectfully instead of just being like, "Your name is stupid. It's like naming her beer bong." Like, that's fair. That's fair.
I also want to know what the fuck the name is.
I do too. You can't just like drop this whole thing and then not tell us what the name is.
Yeah, just like say, and depending on the character, I will agree. You know.
You're naming your kid Severus Snape? No. Nazu says, I think both are assholes. The wife is being crazy and the husband's being a dickhead. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I agree. That's the exact reason why I say both are assholes, personally.
The top comment says, I think you and your wife have more issues than just naming the children. Yeah, no shit. For her to threaten to take off and have the birth without you and name the children to spite you, and then you escalating by asking your brother to watch her is not a good indicator for the health of your marriage. For many couples, naming their children is 2 yeses is a win. Is it 2 yes? I think they worded this wrong. For many couples, naming their children is a win. A single no can't. Oh, okay. I understand. Okay, so the point is like they should both agree on naming their children. A single no cancels that choice. Yes, you should both agree on the names.
Yes, I think that's what you had mentioned before. Yeah.
Yeah, what a mess. Plus, like, okay, to be fair too, like, she's saying like, no, it has to be this name. There is no compromise. I'm sorry,
that's what
but
I mean.
Like, even women, like most women, even me included, and you know how I feel about like having children at this point in my life. I think most people have like multiple possible names for their kids. Like the fact that she's like, it's just this one name and nothing else. Like that seems like, as the kids would say, that's cap. Like you're telling me you don't have
Excuse me?
I'm appealing to a broader audience.
Shami, can you not embarrass me? I don't.
I'm appealing to the Gen Z audience. No. For you.
Okay. Can you not age us? Age us up?
See, Nezu agrees with me, bro. That's straight cap for real, he says. They say.
Stop! No! Stop! It hurts me.
The point is, most of us have multiple names we could pick from, myself included. And honestly, I play The Sims, so like I'm coming up with names for shit all the time. Like, there's no
Barnaby. You're Barnaby today.
Blueberry the Fourth. Would you like some breakfast? There's no.
But that's what I was talking about before. I was like, you know, when I was talking about the, you know, the wedding food analogy, you can't just have refried beans as your main menu. Come on, there are other options. Don't say I want refried beans or that's it. Like, come on.
Full of food. There's apps to order food. Like you don't. There's more than just refried beans. Okay.
There's more than just refried beans out there. Please.
If you went to Chipotle and they didn't have their whole spread and they're like just refried beans, like no, you'd walk out.
You need to walk out of that marriage, OP.
That's right. and bring a list of baby names with you.
Take your single child and go. Anyway, I will do mine next, unless somebody else has something. I'm still hip, I promise. I'm sure you're still hip, Nezu. 100% sure you're more hip than we are. Yeah, we're more like we broke. Yeah, we need hip replacements. That's what we need. Okay. Next. Okay. So, this one's a really short one, actually. Am I the asshole for telling my therapist my boyfriend's first name? There's a single edit for this one, which I'll get to after your initial reaction. I recently started therapy, and my boyfriend is upset with me for telling my therapist his first name. To be fair, it is pretty unique. He says it's common sense to not disclose your SO's first name, and that I made a bad judgment call. He claims that I have breached his privacy. I had no idea that this would be an issue. How do y'all feel? Am I the asshole?
Well, okay, my first immediate thought is like, how does he know that she used his name? Like, is this a couple session? Or did she, like, tell him about session? Does it mention?
I don't think so, though, to be honest. It doesn't seem like it is. I think it's a single session. It says, therapy is for you and confidential medical information. His insecurity is honestly weird and irrelevant to your needs. Therapy is 100% for the clients and not for the lovers slash friends slash spouses.
Yeah, I mean, I do get where he's coming from, to be honest with you, but at the same time, like, he shouldn't know that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna call her an asshole for sharing her therapy with him if she feels comfortable with that, but then, like, she would have to be a single session therapist to have her name. Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Okay.
Would have to be a single session. The therapist would have their names if it was a couple session. Correct. Yeah, I'd imagine.
True, yeah. Okay, that was a stupid for my part. Sorry, but yeah, I really don't know about this because it's her right to keep everything private. Like, really, he doesn't have to know a thing about her session. But at the same time, I do get why he might feel weird that she, like,
outed him in using his first name.
I'm going to say this is the girlfriend's bad, but I'm not going to call her an asshole because I don't think that's fair. So I guess no assholes here, but really, like, let this be a lesson to her to keep her sessions to herself and, like, you know, like, she can just keep it simple with him, like, oh, well, thanks, I feel good now, or like, that was a tough session, I don't feel so good, I need comfort. Like, just leave it at that, you know what I mean? Don't get in the nitty-gritty of, we talked about this, we talked about that, like, you know. And this is,
okay.
I'm saying this as somebody who regularly has, like, therapy sessions, so, like, I'm not just talking out of my ass, like,
yeah, I use, in my therapy sessions, I use first names all the time. I use real names because I am under the impression that therapists are not going to be disclosing those names to begin with. I mean, that I find that to be part of their job.
Exactly. If there's, like, patient confidentiality, then, like, that person should never know that you talked about them, right? Like,
exactly. Yeah. Unless you decide to tell them yourself, and if that's the case, then, like, that's on you.
Right.
Girl, that's on you.
Right.
Okay, so here is the edit. For context, he has a very big online presence slash following. So he does not want my therapist to know his first name for that reason.
So he uses his, like, real Christian name for, like, his online presence? That's kind of his bad at that point, like.
I mean, I think it depends. Like let's say, what if what if her there, because they have not responded whether or not they're female or male. What if their boyfriend, let's say, is a VTuber, right? And they're like, oh, my boyfriend does VTubing, and he has this account. His real name is this. Would you be concerned? Because I would be concerned. I'd be like, oh my god, now I'm gonna get fucking doxxed, right? So
but,
it's
like, what are the chances that the therapist, like, intersects with that community? Like,
I mean, you don't know. You never know.
I guess.
Like, I would be concerned, but to me, it's just like, at this point, with the fact that OP is like, oh, he has a very large online presence, Thank you, Cat Biscuits for following. Thank you.
Episodes, wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, to me it's just like it depends and on what kind of online presence and following. Cuz that could be very dangerous depending, you know. So I don't know. I think that would have changed my answer
To
personally.
me, not to sound snobby, but like, okay, if you're dating like PewDiePie, that's one thing. If you're dating like some Twitch streamer with like an average following, that's another thing. You know, like if you're saying like, and honestly, if they are that famous, maybe that's part of what you're talking to your therapist about. And like all the more reason to keep that confidential, right? Say if you are dating somebody quote high profile or very much with an online presence, I can see how there might be
Mhm.
things to talk about in regards to that, and that's all the more reason to, um, like that's all the more reason on the therapist to keep that confidential. I'm not saying this is the therapist's fault, but I'm just saying like all of this
No.
is why like confidentiality in healthcare is a thing because like even with my own job, I've had like what I would consider high profile people as patients, like the doctors that I'm secretaries for. And like we use their real name, but at the same time we also keep it on the down low that we're seeing them, obviously. We can't be blurting out like, oh yeah, Dr. blah blah blah, see so and so everybody, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm. Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
think
yeah.
Nessa says that's a fair point. It hinges a lot on what he means by a big online presence. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I feel it really depends on what big online presence means to me and also how deep that goes because let's say being a regular streamer is not that big of a deal because like you're already showing your face. People are probably already know your real name, right?
Yeah.
But then you have people like who want to stay anonymous. Then you have your, I would feel as if I want my name to be known, that I would at least want to do that myself as opposed to like, oh, it's basically leaked, you know.
But then
But
that
that's
goes back
me.
to the thing of like you shouldn't even know that somebody is talking about you in their session. You know what I mean? Like it just to me
Yeah,
it
and
just
I
goes
mean
back
if
to
that's the
that.
case, then that's totally on the girlfriend for even telling him. Like that's on
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
for being like, okay, it's not as if somebody came in and pointed a gun at her head and was like, tell him what you told me today. Like
Or
that's
you
not
stream your
what's
therapy
happening.
session. That's content. Streaming your therapy session.
Uh, don't give me ideas. No.
Hey guys, look at this long chair I bought.
Cat biscuits. Oh, that's how you do it. First time on Twitch. Oh well, welcome to Twitch. Number one, number two. Don't worry about it. Feel free
Don't
to
worry about
explore
it.
and chill. Yeah, and I am already fucking up. Damn.
Yeah,
One
like
is J.
TLDR for this. I would say no assholes, but don't be telling people about your therapy sessions, especially if you're talking about them. Okay.
Yeah, I also feel like there's no assholes. I just think there was a major miscommunication. I feel like it's valid for
Yeah.
him to be upset about it. But at the
Right.
same time, I also feel like she messed up by she messed up in a way where she told him what it was during her therapy session while at the same time not knowing that he would react the way that he did. So
Yeah.
any other J's out here? Any J's? No?
I got one last one.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. This one's hopefully spicy. Okay.
Spicy.
Hen. Am I the asshole for cancel? Thank you. Am I the asshole for canceling my brother's wedding? To make a novel short, my female 27 brother, male 30, met his future wife, female 28, Ella, at a party 3 years ago. So my brother met his future wife, Ella, at a party 3 years ago. Honestly, we
Okay.
never got along, but I always tried to put up a peaceful front because my brother seemed blissfully happy with her. Ella was mean to me a lot. Like, a lot. She would make comments about my weight, my makeup, and especially my dog. She hated animals. Fucking psycho, okay? She hated animals and hated that I would bring my lab, Toast, to my parents' or brother's house. His name is Toast. It always just felt like something aimed to hurt me. When the two got engaged, she asked me to be her maid of honor since she has no sisters or many
What?
girlfriends. She has no friends because she's a bitch. When the two got engaged, she asked me to be her maid of honor since she has no sisters or many girlfriends, and since my brother seemed thrilled, I obliged. What I failed to realize when I accepted the role was that to her, maid of honor meant planning the entire wedding. Like I was booking venues, florists, jazz band, everything. So she's a bridezilla to boot. Okay. What has her brother seen this girl? That's what I want to know. Anyway.
Yeah, he needs to figure his taste out because
Yeah, what is going on?
not nice, not cool.
Here's the kicker. She's booking everything. Even worse, she expected me to put my credit card down for all of it. I couldn't even read it right. I was so shook. My brother and her are not exactly well off and don't have a big fancy wedding. And since I have a well-paying job, I don't mind holding the deposits, but it was starting to add up to a lot. Every time I asked Ella about it, she said that it would all be paid back by her parents before the wedding. Man,
oh my god.
Well, flash forward to last week, about 3 weeks before the wedding, and she's unbearable to be around. She can't last more than a few sentences before snapping at anyone. So when I, of course, brought up the money, shit hit the fan.
Welcome back, Shadow, by the way. Go ahead.
Hi, Shadow. Yes, back in time for tea. Enjoy. Oh, yeah, I read that right. I asked if she had received the updated receipt of everything owed when she exploded. She called me a whole line of terrible names, but the one that stuck out was her saying, "What do you need the money for anyway? Your sick dog is dead now." Okay, her real life. Oh my god, this gets sad. Okay, I am so sorry. This gets sad. Okay. My beautiful Toasty died about a month before this after he fought the bravest battle with cancer. Oh my god, he was my soul dog and I was devastated. I blinked at her and simply left the room. Never talk to this woman again. Never talk to this woman again. I blinked at her and simply left the room, having no energy to even respond to something so cruel. Or your brother, because he's saying this is okay by being with this woman. So, brother, her, never again. I went back to my car, and after the 20 silent minute drive home, I packed the car and immediately called the vendors and canceled any deposit under my card. Good. Every single one. After almost 20 calls, all that was left of her wedding was the dress and the flower art. She doesn't even deserve that. I texted my brother a short explanation. I told him that every vendor would be contacting him if they wish to keep their services, and they were now responsible for covering everything, and that I would no longer be attending. It was a matter of minutes before my phone started to explode and I just turned it off. It's been a few days and I haven't talked to anyone but my mom, who thankfully understands where I was coming from. My brother...
Vaguely?
Thankfully.
Mom, you're Oh, thankfully. Okay.
Sorry,
I was like, Mom?
Sorry.
You're fucking dropping the ball by being like, I guess, honey. I mean, I understand kind of. Like, I would fucking explode.
Yeah. My brother has tried to call, but I just feel terrible, both about what I did and about what she said. No, girl, no. I know what I did was extreme, but I also couldn't sit by and practically enable her cruelty anymore. That's exactly what that is. I still can't help but feel bad for ruining my brother's big day, so I don't know, am I the asshole for this? Why is he with her? He is the asshole too. I am involving him in this too. Because he's marrying this thing, that's not human. I'm sorry, like, oh my god. Like, this is a no-brainer, I think, for everybody here. This is a no-brainer.
No, she's the asshole. Very clearly.
She should have enabled her nasty sister-in-law. Like...
Yeah, what do you think she was born for? To pay for her brother's wedding, obviously. Like, what she got a good job to pay for her brother's wedding. There's no reason why else.
That's
Like,
also some brass balls. You're gonna be nasty to the person that's essentially paying for your wedding. Like, that
I
has
would
everything on
be.
their card. Like, that's.
I would not even know how to deal with that person. I would just be like, you were a god. Like, like.
I'd probably just drive away. Like, I just wouldn't even.
No, as in like if somebody was paying entirely for my wedding,
Oh
and
God.
like I'd just be like, I love you. like
No, I know. Like, I don't deserve you. Thank you.
like yeah, I don't know who you are, but fuck, I love you. You're the greatest person ever.
Yeah. This thread got locked by the moderator, so you know this one got real. Update posted to my account. Let me see if I can find the update. None of the other ones have had an update so far. Okay, this comment is really sweet. We're all gonna cry together. Happy tears. Now, Opie,
No, please.
since you probably aren't going to the wedding, that block of time is still freed up. Why don't you take a day or two and go someplace special, someplace nice, just for you? You deserve it, not just to make up for the way the bride treated you, but because of the loss of your dog, not the asshole. I'm not gonna cry on stream. I'm not gonna cry.
See, this is a reason why PNG tubers exist. So when we decide to start crying, you don't see it. You see? You see?
There's a whole big update that she posted. So.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'm ready.
First thing asked, me paying. Ella was promised a hefty wedding budget when she was younger. I can't even. Between those years and the pandemic, they had to dip into that wedding fund. In the end, Ella only got a third of what she was promised. Oh, poor baby. Oh. She insisted that most of what she had to go to the dress. But she would drone on about how there were so many things the wedding wouldn't have and how it wouldn't be the wedding of their dream. It was only
then don't get married. Don't get married until you have the funds for it.
How about work for what you have? What a concept. Wow. Don't rely on other people, you leech.
Alright, it's time.
Oh yeah. Anyway, it was only
water bottle time.
It was only like a week after that my brother came up and asked if I could cover a few costs of the wedding, while Ella's parents made up the rest to pay it back. I do make a considerable about more than this, and since this would be my brother's wedding too, I agreed. Stupid, I know.
Hi, Kat. This is Shami. Shami is in with me right now. Usually she's in my chat being a streamer cheerleader. However, she is here with me instead, reading some Am I the Asshole posts, and I actually just finished. I literally just finished my diamond painting. Every single cone in. Here, let me give you a look.
It looks so good. It looks so pretty. Kira. Sparkles.
But yeah. This is the easiest Am I not an asshole or not an asshole that I've ever had to make. So
yeah. I'll keep them if you're interested.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Second most discussed, Ella's treatment of me. Truthfully, she played the nice and loving girlfriend well to most, especially my brother. Even I thought she turned a new leaf a few times, but it would never last. Some of the comments she made wouldn't always be outwardly mean enough for a passerby to pick up on, aka my brother. That's not do not excuse him. Do not excuse him. Along the lines of, oh, are you sure you want to go out in that? Something looser might be more comfortable. Or, I would loan you a shirt, but I don't want to stretch it out. Mean girl comment, simply put. She lost many friends over her crazy notion of them being jealous of her, even accusing them of being in love with my brother. She had
very nice.
I know. She's a winner. She had 2 other bridesmaids in the wedding, but they were barely close as well. Someone said it in the comments. Being stuck between seeing Snow White and not being able to see the evil queen with her. That's the best way to describe her. She's beautiful, but something is rotting inside. That negates any physical beauty she could have, just saying. And maybe the most asked, did they stay together? I caved and I finally answered my brother last night. From what he said, they are on a break. Okay, that's good. My brother had picked up on a few instances of her acting questionably, but hoped it was wedding stress. He was fuming when I found out what she said. When he found out what she said, I do know she no longer has the ring. Okay.
Oh, he asked for it back? Oh. I
Where were
mean,
your
now
balls all the time? Like,
now he's getting some points, okay? He's no longer in the asshole box, at least.
he's making up
Kind
for
of, okay. Kind of.
it. There's lots to be done, but yes.
Like,
My
if you haven't, like, picked up on it by now, you know, and you're already marrying this woman, then, I mean, your observation skills are a little
or you see it, but you're choosing
questionable.
not to love, not to see. You're seeing it, but choosing not to because you love her so much.
Yeah,
She
you're
loves you so
blind.
much. Yeah, exactly.
Like, blind bias. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. My brother and I's relationship is definitely going to need some repair, but I think after a long communication break and setting up better boundaries for partners and respected siblings in the future, we should be okay. Also,
Okay.
yes, I did lose some money, just as predicted. She hoped I would end up gifting the payments anyway. Ella had told my brother that this bitch is like living in delusional land.
The Lulus.
I want what she's having. Where was I?
No,
Ella
you
had told my
don't.
brother-
If you
Ella-
do, then I would fucking die. I would die. I'd be like, Sarah, please wake up.
I know. Ella had told
I'm
my
sorry.
brother
I fucking doxed you. Jammy.
it's payback for the other day.
I know. Go ahead.
Okay. Ella had told my brother that she was waiting for a surprise check from her grandparents to completely pay it off. The check didn't exist. What a shocker. Thankfully, the no longer to be in-laws have agreed to sell the dress to pay me back for what I did lose instead of legal action. Okay. So everybody knows this except for this chick. Like, everybody knows she's awful except for her, as nobody sat her down and been like, hey, you kind of suck. Like, work on that. Like, okay.
Actually, this reminds me of that's something that it reminds me of. So, this reminds me of the story because you saying like, oh, nobody has sat her down and told her that she sucks.
Yeah.
There was, were you in this at this time? There were some people that I used to know and talk to a little bit more often, and I basically, and you know me, Shami, you know me as somebody who's a little bit more direct, and if I have an issue with you or anything like that, I usually say, hey, like, there's an issue that I have with you. Like, there's this thing that bothered me, and it bothered me a lot, and it bothered a lot of other people as well. In this scenario was that situation where this person was doing something that was bothering a number of people, including myself.
Right.
And so I went to this person and I said, hey, like, this needs to really change because this, like, it's like we don't want to be around you if you keep doing this. And they kind of like, they were like, okay, I get it. Okay, I understand. And then they walked away. And then later on, I talked to the rest of the group. I said, hey, so I told so-and-so the issue that we had with them. And one of the girls there blew up at me. And she says, you don't just tell people what their problem is.
I mean,
They're like, you don't just tell them. Like, that's so rude. And I'm like, how? Like, how are they supposed to fix anything if they don't know what's wrong? And they're like, well, they figure it out on their own. When they'll figure it out once they, like, enough people, like, stop being around them if they keep acting that way. I'm like, that's such a fucking...
the other person. That's assuming that they have, like, the emotional intelligence to, like, see that and look within themselves. Like, that's assuming a lot.
Yeah, because there are so many people who can just be like, I don't know what's wrong with me. People keep avoiding me. I don't have friends. Instead of just having friends that are just be like, hey, this thing that you're doing, you should probably not do because it bothers a lot of people.
Or
And then
we're all flipping on the other people and be like, well, they're all assholes for not liking me, like that whole thing.
I don't know. To me, I kind of want to know other people's point of view.
Good night, cat biscuits.
Thanks for coming by. Hopefully you'll come by next time. Bye.
Yeah.
And Cat Biscuits is gonna be in another stream. Surprise! She's gonna be in a stream with us next time, and we'll be doing a diamond painting with her. So, or with them. I'm sorry. So, yeah. Okay, Nezu says that's also being like, yeah, I don't mind letting this friendship die instead of having a mildly uncomfortable conversation. Exactly. To me, not cat lover, cat biscuits. To me, being a good friend is okay. There's a difference between telling it how it is and being mean about it, and then just being honest and saying and being gentle and constructive. There's a difference.
I mean, June, how many conversations have we even had like that between us where we're like, we have
yeah,
these
but we're different. We're also
yeah.
different. Okay, we're soulmates.
Yeah.
There's difference,
That's
like
true.
we know how each other operate. But even if you don't, like, not every you can't just go to every person and be like, okay, well, they're my soulmate, so they'll exactly know how I'm going. No, there's there's a way to go about it, Oh, thank you for coming by, cat lover. Thank you.
I mean, like, should you corner them and like be like, we hate you, so like, no, like you can tactfully be like, hey, so like as a friend, I am telling you like things that I have noticed that concern me, and like I'm saying this because I care about you, and I don't want I know that you're better than this, right? Like,
yeah, and I like, to me, what bothers me is when people are, how should I say this? They're confused about what to do in a situation socially because they don't know what's going on.
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, Shami, you know how I feel about that because I've been in that situation, and in ways I'm still in this situation where I feel frustrated that some things are happening the way that they are in some instances, but it frustrates me because I'm just like, how can I make this better? How can I? Oh yes, it's Shami. Shami's in the call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shami meow.
Well, that's me.
Yeah. I feel frustrated because I'm just like, what am I supposed to do in this situation? Like, how can I make something better when I don't even know what the problem is? And I think that bothers me, especially for those who are socially inept or socially, I don't want to say socially inept, not as experienced socially. They won't know how to deal with the situation. So,
and like, I would hate to know that I'm actively hurting somebody and not even realizing it. Like, that would suck. And then they don't even
yes,
give me the chance to make that right, or like bring it to my attention so I can apologize and like work on it.
Oh,
like,
cat lover. Well, Shami is not yet a streamer, but
not
eventually. Yeah, I said not yet. I said what I said. She is just featuring in, well, she features in a lot of my streams, but she is my best friend. She is here and here to spice things up. This is literally just us talking on a regular Wednesday night.
This is what we do,
just on stream. Yeah, honestly.
Basically.
I'm here for test streams when she decides to. Oh, that's so nice.
My first viewer.
I cannot believe it.
Would be there, and third viewer because Bree would be there too. My third viewer.
You haven't even started yet. Woo! Woohoo!
Hey, maybe that's motivation. Who knows? Anyway.
Uh-oh. 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 But yeah, so, but anyway, so I think we're finished with that one, right?
Yeah, in conclusion, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
And okay, if you're really friends with somebody, you will tell them when they're being an asshole respectfully, okay?
I mean, you already have a PNG. Yes, actually, Shami's SO, Bree, Brinia Sona, he's also in chat. He draws these out for her. He's even made her a character page, like literally a character sheet. I'm like, I don't even have a character sheet. And I'm
Like,
debuting.
Dislikes and everything, yeah. Like
I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, she already has a reference sheet. And she's not even streaming yet.
it was Bree's idea, okay? He just came to me with it one day and was like, here, I made this. And I was like, oh, shit, okay.
Right? Fucking a character sheet is like $100 plus. Every time. I'm like, I don't know if I have money for this. You know how much I pay for art as is? God. I have a debut coming up. God.
Hey.
Actually, if Bleh is still here, I love Bleh's character, Detective Bleh. His character sheet is so cool. I love the artist that does it. It's very it's so cool. It has a really nice anime style to it. I barely have a design because I got to make them chunky. Oh yeah? Chunky character? Very cool. I also made myself one. I draw all the time. Yes, I know, Bree. I know.
For those of you in the Discord, if you need anything, you can shoot Bree a message and he'll probably help you out. Just saying.
Yes. Yes.
Graphic design is his passion, but not ironically.
Unfortunately, okay, well, if you are obviously you're on my Twitch. If you'd like to join my Discord, it's down below in the About section where you'll find all the rest of my socials as well. So if you want to join my Discord, feel free. I know most of you guys are in there, but for Kat and anybody else who is here, feel free to join. Yes. Bree is there. He does art. Crazy.
Join us.
Kat says, I am plus size, and mine isn't an OC, but more of a representation of me. Oh, well, that's cool too. I mean, I've definitely seen some plus sized PNG tubers, and I haven't seen VTubers that are plus size. Probably because I don't know how difficult that would be to rig comparatively, but at the same time, I think that it wouldn't be crazy. I think it would be really cool. I'm pretty sure there'd be many riggers who would be up for that.
Well, my model actually that Bree made for me is actually a little more curvy, like because Kat, I'm also chunky as well. So yeah, like yeah, she's still obviously very like anime stylized, but she's not, you know, like typical like anime girl, you know. So yeah.
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 Fun stuff. All right, we've got one more story if people are up for listening. One more story.
One more.
Let me. Okay, and this one I actually have kind of a personal story with this. I feel personal to this one.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so am I the asshole for telling my husband and his family not to call me a nickname? So, my name is Lucy, 28 female, and my husband, 31 male, has always been super fond of nicknames and has given me plenty of them. They constantly change, and I have never minded any of the ones he's given me before. They're all quite harmless, usually food or animal related, but they tend to stick for a while. His family also uses nicknames. They occasionally give me one too. It's often the same one my husband uses if it isn't too sappy. Again, I don't mind them. In fact, I usually find it quite cute and endearing. Until recently. Hold on. Had a little coffee. Not coffee, the drink, but I just had to cough. My husband started calling me Lulu. Let me give you some context. I was called Lulu growing up exclusively by my mother, and she passed away not long before I met my husband. I took her loss pretty hard. I told him that it has had a lot of emotional significance for me, and it doesn't feel right to hear anyone else say it. He respected that for years, and so did his family. But recently, his sister has been referring to me as Lulu whenever I wasn't there, according to what I've been told. And I guess he naturally just picked up on it. It's irritating because it's not as if he forgot about my reasons behind it. He'll hesitate before saying it, like he's trying to see how I'll react. I've reminded him calmly a couple of times that I would appreciate if he would not call me that. There's plenty of other things I don't mind him calling me, nothing that had emotional weight. The other day, he said that he didn't see the big deal anymore. It's been some years and I should be over it by now. That it's just a nickname. He said it lightly, like he was trying to let me down easy, but it stung. Maybe I overreacted, but I was hurt by it. I packed a bag and I'm currently staying with my sister. He and his family text saying that I'm doing a lot over a little nickname, and I'm thinking maybe they're right. I want to get past this because it feels petty at this point. Am I the asshole?
I don't think so at all. Like, if she's asked you multiple times not to call her that thing and you insist on doing it, and then like say like, well, what's the big deal? Like, it's just, like no, like she's not the asshole.
Yeah. Okay. Nezu says, not the asshole. Clearly, she set boundaries on it. And Kat, I saw your fairy Shami. She's a rigger and has plus size models herself. That's very cool.
That is cool.
Definitely, very cool. Yeah. It's weird for him to say nothing. It's weird for him to say anything along the lines of "get over it," even if he puts it nicely. Yeah, he basically is saying "get over it," but it's over somebody's. It's over her mom's death. With it, which is like, you don't get to tell someone when they're over a death, when they stop grieving, you know.
Plus, honestly, like even if she didn't have a reason, she still has a right to be like, "Hey, don't call me that." Like even if there wasn't like a reason behind it, he would still be an asshole if he continued to call her that, no matter what, like mother or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Caliber says she has to start calling them nicknames they hate. Yeah, start calling him asshole.
Yeah,
and see how he feels.
Yeah,
it's just a nickname. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal, asshole. Come on, like get over it.
I'm not gonna lie. When you were first reading this, I totally thought this was like the Pizza Tony one or something.
Pizza Tony? I've never heard of that one. Wait, hold on. Pizza Tony.
Tony.
I have to do. Okay, I want to kind of read out a story. I want to get the mother one. Do you remember the mother one? Of course you remember.
I've never forgotten.
Do you remember what it was called? Because I want to read that one out to everyone.
Oh God, no.
Hold on. Pizza Tony. Reddit. Hold on.
It's Tony Pizza, I think.
Tony Pizza. Yes, I'm over 18. Sure. Okay.
I found it. My boyfriend.
Dude, won't stop calling me Tony Pizza.
I totally thought that's what you were going with.
Okay, I will. Personally, okay, for the last one, I'm pretty sure that I feel like she's not the asshole. I feel like her boundaries, she put her boundaries down. He refused to respect them and did it anyway and belittled her on the way there. And he just basically, as Nezu said, basically tried to tell her get over it when that's not his place to do so.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it. How do you feel about it, Shami?
I agree, 100%.
Okay,
what was your personal take on this? Because you said you had like a connection to it.
Right. Okay. Turn on raids. Oh, sure. Oh, Cammy! What the heck?
Cammy, everybody's here tonight. Damn. It's a party.
I'm trying to hold on. How do I okay. Raids? Are you okay? Let me go to my. I got it. I got it. Don't you worry, Cammy. I've got you. 1 second.
I think Village is a.
The goddess of Twitch has come.
Oh, she called Baka? Oh.
No.
As moderator, I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, ma'am.
That's a ban.
I've got it. Allow raids. Allow raids. Yeah. No. I should have it. Deny all raids, channels I follow. Doesn't matter. I don't care. Oh, it doesn't matter. There you go. Save changes. Got it. Should work. Yeah, set for anyone. Yeah. My subscribers, my affiliate channels, channels on my suggested. You're on my suggested. Should be on there. Getting ready.
Get ready.
Getting ready for raid. This is my first raid. Oh my gosh. Am I excited? I'm excited. Yeah.
Should be excited.
I'll start this story when raiders come. That's that. When
Wow,
raiders
you
come.
treat it with an immediate personal story.
Yeah. I'll jump right into an immediate personal story the moment that happens. I don't mind.
Welcome everyone, Trauma Dumps.
Yeah. Exactly what it is. Trauma dump immediately.
What better way?
Think I
what
won't
better-
do it? Think I won't fucking do it? I'll do it. I'll do it. Not Cammy that's leading the raid, that's why. Oh.
That's the person she's
That she's collabing with. Oh, I see. I see. Well, while that's happening, let's bring up a name. So the name that I actually used to have, hello raiders. Oh my gosh, woo! Witchy Live
Hello.
Gaming raiding me. Oh my god, Witchy Raid, welcome raiders, welcome. Thank you for raiding. Hello.
Welcome.
So let me go ahead and introduce my name is QBJun. Oh my gosh, thank you for following. Thank you for following Witchy Live Gaming. Hopefully you had a wonderful stream while you streamed. I don't know what'd you stream? What were you up to? I'd like to hear it. In the meantime, my name is QBJun. You can call me QB, you can call me Jun. It's up to you. Doesn't matter to me. I accept both. I stream variety. I sometimes craft, and sometimes I do a lot of other comfy games and stuff. So a Portal 2 collab with Cammy. Yeah. Oh, shout out. Yes. Shout out. Let's shout out to Witchy Live Gaming. Oh, yes, I know. Oh yeah, you got these as well? Yeah, I built this one. It was a fun one to build. Yeah. Check Witchy Live Gaming and oh my gosh.
Oh, Bumble's excited.
Yeah, Bumble's excited about everyone here. Did I spell your name right? I did, right? Oops. I see what I did wrong. Hold on. 1 second. Yes. My dog is named Bumble. Thank you. They look black on camera. They're not. They're actually really dark red. But, Bumble just wants something to drink. He's very thirsty. Come on. Go. You're good. Yeah. My name is QBJun, like I said. I do variety, I do comfy games. Sometimes I just want to play like an FPS. I don't know. But I think my most popular stuff is Crimes and Crafts, where I listen to some true crime stories and do a craft. Today, I finished my first ever diamond painting. And I finished this today. So after the story, we should be ending soon, but I wanted to give a little bit of a personal story before I did that. So yeah. Sparkle. But yeah, so if you feel up for comfy stuff, if you feel up for, honestly, I'm kind of down for playing anything. I mean, I was talking to Bled the other day and I was like, do you want to play Deep Rock Galactic? He's like, hell yeah. So I'm kind of down for any game. So this, the story that I'm going to give. So in the last Am I the Asshole, somebody was very upset about when their significant other used a name that their mother specifically used for them. And they kept using it, which made OP very upset. And that was the whole story there. We kind of unanimously said that OP was not the asshole in this situation. However, I have a personal story about how I feel about certain nicknames. So I have a sibling, and when we were younger, we have a pretty far gap in between our ages. And when we were younger, we had such a large gap that there was a lot of kind of, pretty blatant bullying down there. And we were just not, I mean, as adults now, I think we're a lot better. However, at that time, I didn't even notice. I'm sorry. Table Flipper 20, thank you for follows. Thank you. And now that we're adults, we were a little bit better. But when I would be with partners and significant others at that time, boyfriends, the name that I would not like to be called is Junie. So you can call me Jun, you can call me Jun, you can call me QB, you can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me Junie. I am not a fan of that. And it was because my sister and her friends would call me Junie when they were younger and in high school and stuff like that. Because I don't know, it always felt like to me like they were making fun of me, like they were mocking me, right? This is an example, by the way. You can call me Junie. It's just I don't want to use my real name. It's fine to call me Junie. I actually use Junie as a male. If I'm using a male character, their name is gonna be Junie. So it's fine. I'm just using it as an example. And so for a really long time, I would always tell my partners, hey, do not call me Junie. I am not a fan of that. It makes me feel like you're mocking me. And so they would respect that. However, it took me a long time for me to get over that. Do I feel, at least now, I feel like people can call me Junie fine now. If people want to call me Junie, that's fine. And it's only because I got over my trauma with my sibling. My sibling and I eventually grew up, and we were able to come to a compromise where they were using that nickname still for me, but they were using that nickname in an affectionate and intimate way, not in a way where it was negative or it made me feel lesser than, right?
Do they still call you that?
They do. They still call me Junie. Yeah. They
Oh,
still call me
cool.
Junie. Yeah. So and sometimes even my family calls me Junie. Like my my parents. But they don't do it in a mocking way, which
Yeah.
before I felt like that they did. But yeah. But now I feel fine with that. But how would I have felt if one of my significant others were like, get over it. It's been years. You're like an adult now. You're 18. Like you don't have to be you know, you're choosing to be hurt by that. And I think at that point I would feel really, really upset. So when I saw that, when I read that story, the Am I the Asshole story, when the husband told her, your mom, it's been years now. You can get over it. The moment that I read that, I was like, imagine if somebody said that to me. I would be furious too. So
Also, just that quote
yeah.
you used of you're choosing to be upset by that makes me cringe so bad. Like, do you think I want to be upset by something like this and like that? Or
Yeah.
that you already haven't beaten yourself up like this is so stupid, it's just a name, who really cares? But then, like, you know what I mean? Like, just that phrase
But
alone.
it still hurts
like,
you. It still hurts
yeah.
you. And I feel like it by doing that, it minimizes your feelings and it minimizes how you
Absolutely.
feel. It doesn't make you like resolve the issue faster. Right? It just makes you repress more of and disrespect your own feelings more. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my point of view. Did you want to read Tony Pizza as a bonus?
Sure. As a goodbye and a welcome to the Raiders, we will read Tony Pizza. Oh my god. This isn't the original post though. This is a copy pasta. That's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
My boyfriend won't stop calling me Tony Pizza.
You can't even do it. You're literally laughing.
Okay, I got it. Okay. I, female 21, and my boyfriend, male 21, currently live together and have been together about 4 months. To explain why we are living together at the 4-month mark, we started out as roommates but then started dating. I have to say my boyfriend has never been good at pet names. Some early ones were Little Stubster and Sour Meat. One of my nicknames for him in comparison is Little Bird. Anyway, about 2 weeks ago, he starts calling me Tony Pizza. This doesn't even make sense, and he uses it more often than my actual name. He is obsessed. It honestly bothers me that he can't even bother to find a somewhat nice nickname for me. I've had a couple of conversations with him about it, but he says he just can't think of anything better. What do I do? Is this going to become a bigger problem, or should I even address it? I hate being Tony Pizza. The end. We're gonna just a moment. Can I do something with this? Can I like? Anyway, yeah, that's it.
I tried. I don't know how to delete it. I'm too noob.
I hate being Tony Pizza.
I also hate being Tony Pizza. How do
I remember
this?
I did see the original thread for this ages ago, and one of the comments was like, I don't get why Tony Pizza is so mad. Someone says start calling him Papa John, yeah.
Yeah, cat lover. I actually, how do I get rid of this person?
Yeah, what do
I
we
actually
do
don't know.
What do we do
What is it? Is it ban?
I can ban him.
Like
I can ban
slash
him.
ban?
I did it.
Thank you. Nice. Nice. You're already being a you're being a streamer. Oh my god.
No, I'm being your moderator, okay? I'm moderator.
Yes. I was waiting.
Go to dotype.com.
I want to share another story, but I don't know. I mean,
Thanks,
I don't know
Kat.
if I have time. I don't know if I have time. It's been 2 hours. I think we have a little bit of time. Hold on. What was the story where do you remember what it was called? The mom story?
Oh God, I
My
have no idea. You shared it at like 2 a.m. with me, so I was already like compromised.
You were loopy.
Yeah, I don't.
Reddit. Okay, let's see. Is it this one? Update? It might be this one.
It was massive. I remember that.
Okay. It's this one. Okay, it is long. Okay.
Oh my God, you found it.
Yes, more story.
Okay.
One final one. Okay, I might have to take a couple drinks because I still have a cough from COVID, but it's a lot. And it's a really good one. And there's okay. This one is called OP thinks, oh, this is a repost. OP thinks that she ruined her mother's life and reputation. So this one is my 40 female parents, dad 63 male, mom 60 female, have been married for 43 years. I have 6 siblings, 42 female, 38 female, 34 female, 20 male, 20 male, and 18 male. I have been with my husband, 39 male, since we were 15. I got pregnant at 17, and we moved in with my parents. I gave birth to my now 22-year-old daughter. We got married at 18 shortly after. My dad's father passed shortly after our wedding and left his ranch-style house to my father. My grandparents built a house next door to my parents when they retired. My parents decided to let us live in this house, told us that this would be our inheritance. My husband and I have no issues with this. We went on to have a 20 male, a 14 female, a 5 female, and I am currently 7 months pregnant with my last child, a boy, due in April. So there are a lot of kids here. I thought I had a good marriage. We were in... Cat heard this one? Yeah. This one is crazy, yeah. I thought I had a good marriage. We were intimate more than twice a week. We went on date nights. We bought each other gifts. We didn't fight. My entire world was shattered on New Year's Eve when I returned early from a girls' trip I had taken with some friends. I walked into my bedroom to find my mom having sex with my husband. My mother... My mother screamed at me to get out of their bedroom, which really shook me up even more. Unfortunately, my oldest daughter was also home in her bedroom across the house getting ready for a party. She ran out and witnessed my all but a bedsheet naked mother run out of our house next door to her house and slam the door. My daughter was devastated and went to my sister's house. I asked her to not say anything until I first talked to my husband. I asked him for the truth. He told me that my mom seduced him when we were 18 and living in their house. They have been having unprotected sex at least once a month for longer than we were married. I ran the math and was horrified because the timeline meant my twin brothers, who were 20 male and both 20 male, 2 male, and my youngest brother, who was 18 male, could be my husband's. I immediately called my dad and told him to come to my house without my mom. I made my husband confess, and my dad was devastated. He and my mom were high school sweethearts too. Needless to say, we could hear my mother screaming from her house when he confronted her. I then told my older sister, and she and I decided to have her throw a party for the whole extended family, and we invited my ex's family as well.
While you take a cough break, my face is doing the same thing it did the first time you told me this. Just like, ah!
Sorry, I'm just... At the party, I had my 22 female daughter take all the kids to her basement and put on a movie, leaving only the adult children and siblings, and I told them exactly what they'd been doing. Most of the family is on my side, except for my 3 youngest siblings. 38 female sister, ex's entire family. They all say that I'm an asshole for dropping this publicly. Word got out, and my mom's best friend, who is on leadership at my mom's church, my childhood church, called me to verify. My mom has since been let go as the children's pastor there, and she claims that I've essentially ruined her reputation and her life. My dad kicked her out now, and she's now living with my 38-year-old sister. And lastly, my dad insisted on a DNA test for the 3 youngest boys before he'd consider anything to do with their marriage. The twins are my husband's bio children. I've since kicked him out, and he's living with his parents. My father and I are discussing me moving into his much larger house and him selling my grandfather's house, and him giving me the money to buy a new house somewhere else to get rid of the memories. My husband is appalled and furious that I proved he actually is about to have 7 kids instead of 5, that I'm going to be taking half of his business away from him. My husband started his own HVAC company a few years back, and for the first 5 years, I helped him get it up, set the office completely, and took time away from my teaching career to help him get this established. In my state, all Marshall assets, including businesses, are split 50-50. Since the house was still in my father's name, my husband will get no money from the sale. Neither will my mother, since inherited assets are not subject to be split in divorces. My mother is also likely not to get any alimony, as our state is not a no-fault divorce state. One sec. I am now over a month removed, still extremely bitter and angry at my mother, especially at her hypocrisy of calling me a whore and shaming my family when she's done much worse. I also despise my ex with everything within me now, as he was fucking both my mom and me in some instances, coming into our bed minutes later. He got my mother pregnant less than a week after getting me pregnant. And while I thought it was so cute and fun that I shared a pregnancy experience with my mom, she was actually carrying my children's half siblings. He has broken all trust I had in men and being faithful. I have already procured a good lawyer from the firm that helped us in financial matters for both me and my dad is helping pay for it. My twin brothers, one of my sisters, and my entire ex's family have gone no contact with me and my minor children, and my children have essentially lost all of their grandparents but my dad, 2 uncles, and an aunt on my side, and my husband's 3 brothers due to this mess. I've also developed ulcers and digestive issues because of this. So I'm visiting the doctor soon, and I've been in therapy since the first week of January. I've offered this to 2 of my adult children if they need family therapy with all of us, but they are doing individual therapy right now. My 14-year-old knows that we are getting divorced and why, and she is so angry at her dad that I struggle sending her to his house on the weekends. I feel like she's old enough to make a decision on that, but I don't want her to damage her relationship with her dad. I've told my parents it's okay to love their dad even if he hurt me, but the oldest 2 have cut him off 100%. I won't tell my youngest 2 until they are teens why we had gotten divorced, and everyone else has agreed to not spill anything until they are old enough to understand. As for how I have no idea this affair was going on, My husband confirmed to me that they would have sex at my mom's office at church, in their cars, at a motel, and when we built the business, they started having it routinely in his office once I went back to teaching. They also had it in our houses too when my father would go away on business trips or when I would be out of town. It was pure happenstance that I came home a day early from a trip because I was uncomfortable from being nearly 7 months pregnant and wanted my own bed for me to find out. Knowing that they'd be carrying on this full blown affair, still, if I hadn't caught them, is what I'm still upset about. The fact that the grandmother and the father of my children cared so little about destroying our families is what I can't get past. What's hardest for me What's hardest for me is that my own mother would do this to me and would continue to do this for years, and not caring when it all blew up in her face that she would be destroying her own family. Hey!
Woo! So
Oh god, okay. I have some edits, but go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I literally don't even know what. I can't even imagine myself in this situation. I don't even know. Then their affair was going on at church, like not just like in the office, not just in other beds in the car, at church. Like, hey, anyway.
So I have a single edit and I have an update. Okay. Well, this is a little bit longer as well. It's very long, but this is the general gist of what's happening with this situation. First off, the edit. Also, to add insult to injury, my husband confirmed in one of our mediated conversations the affair started when I apparently made him angry. He didn't tell me and instead vented to my mom when they were alone. She comforted him and they had sex. He loved it and then pursued her after that. He said he'd divorce me, but knew he'd get cut off from her, and she was so much better at sex than me, so it stuck it out with me. He told me I was a placeholder. Of all the betrayal and low blows, that statement is what keeps me up at night. Okay, and for the update, I tried hard to go the route of mediated divorce, but my ex told me yesterday, through his lawyers, that he doesn't believe the baby I'm carrying is his, and he wants a DNA test as soon as he's born because he doesn't want to support a child that isn't his. He also believes I routinely cheated on him through our marriage, and that I knew about his ongoing affair, and used that as an excuse to have my own affairs. None of that is true, but I kind of wish it was because it would make the divorce easier.
Yeah,
My
really.
My lawyer basically told me to get ready for a long, drawn-out, brutal, contested divorce, and that my ex is likely going to try every underhanded tactic in the book to make my life even more miserable. Oh, yeah.
We need to call Whole Man Disposal Services.
Oh man, disposal.
Yeah, and dispose of this individual because holy shit. Like him and the I would say him and the mom deserve each other because they're both like equally awful people, but also like this, remember the part when she's like, "Oh, we're going to tell the younger kids later." How do you even tell them something like that? Like if I were a child, I don't know if I'd want to know that. Like
honestly, I think that's a great way to teach what cheating does in a relationship as well.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I would we got to get out that old-timey disposal business. Yeah, I would try to make it as positive as possible, as even if it's very negative to me, being like, "Hey, so mom and dad, we divorced because dad cheated on me, cuz in a relationship, in a monogamous relationship, when
with your
two
grandma.
people we're not going to, I mean, you know, they don't have to know all those details until much later." But I would be like, hey, in a monogamous relationship, you know, I'll allow that. um, in a monogamous relationship, you aren't supposed. You're supposed to be loyal to that other person, and your dad was not loyal to me, and in fact, he was. He was not loyal to me because he was being intimate with someone else, and that someone else is your grandma, and that's why she doesn't want to be with you.
I hate it.
But yeah, I think you can spin it positively in that way. Then you can just be like, yeah, he was not loyal. Therefore, you know, this is what happens when people aren't loyal. Things like divorce happen, and you don't get to see your dad as much, or you don't get to see them together.
Married, you make a promise to be with the other person, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and they, and you could even say, oh well, you know what a promise is, right? Like, if you know what a promise is, then it's basically a promise. So
Not
your
saying
dad broke
that's
that
okay
promise.
if you're not married. I'm just saying, like, you know.
Yeah, you can't make promises unless you're married.
Only marriages are valid. Otherwise,
Otherwise, get out of here. What? Wait, hold on.
What? Back up.
Hold on. Wait. Not gonna lie, I tell the kids their grandma's in the great beyond and tell them dad doesn't want to see them anymore.
Grandma died. Eat your Cheerios, kids.
Honestly, that's kind of fair. Like, how are they gonna be like, you know? But at the same time, what if she comes out of nowhere and was like, hey, I'm your grandma. Your mom just lied to you. It's like, well, why did mom lie to me? I wonder why. Oh, you know, I just slept with your dad. Fair, she's dead to me, yeah. I mean, yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see that. But yeah. So those are our stories today. Hopefully you like what a way to end.
2.5 hours have gone by. Oh my god.
Yeah, so fast. Especially if she moves like the dad suggests after the sale. I mean, they're probably moved together at this point. I mean, birds of a feather, I guess. I don't understand why the sister, though, is on the side of the mom. That, like, astounds me, you know?
I feel like that's just an extra layer of denial. Like, I don't know. Like, there's no way this is happening. I can't conceptualize that dad would do this. So the only reasonable conclusion is that mom is lying. Like, like that. Like, it's just big, like, mental gymnastics.
It is just... It's something, man. It is definitely something. But it is probably one of the wildest, if not the wildest story I've read on Reddit.
Now that you've read it back, like, I remember when you first told it, Bree is in bed, and I go to bed, and he's like, what were you screaming at? You were screaming.
you were actually...
Yeah, because I definitely went much more buck wild when you first told it, because it was so fresh. I'm just like, what? Like, what am I reading? Like,
you were viscerally recoiling every time, like every sentence. You were just like,
especially the part when she's like, yeah, me and my mom were both pregnant by my husband.
at the same time, and we thought it was so cute, when in actuality she was carrying their half siblings.
Electric chair.
Electric chair.
Electric chair.
Like in their eyes, mom can do no wrong. I don't care. Like that. Like, I don't know. Like, mom is not God, and mom is not like perfect. Like, I'm sorry, but mom is doing wrong. Look, she was a children's pastor, and she got fired because of it. Like, Like,
And that's the whole
Nezu
other
says,
layer. She's like, my daughter ruined my reputation. Like, no, honey, you did that. Like,
you let him stick his dick in there. Like, I don't, like, that's not, you did not. Okay. She did not do that to you. She did not force it in. Okay, she did not force any insemination.
no,
Sorry,
like, oh,
Sarah.
you need tearing up. Let me hop on your dick. Like, what? What?
Yeah, like that's how it works. That's not how it works. Yeah, Nezu, legit, I know that she got him when he was just 18, but that's fucking grooming. I'm sorry, but it's fucking grooming. Like, it's 100%. Yeah, like, it is statutory, because it's just like, I don't know, like
I almost wonder if they started dating, like, she saw her daughter dating this guy, she was just like, oh, but like, I have to get to him for, or some fucked up narcissist thing. Like,
honestly, yeah, like, I feel like it could be a narcissist. I think we read a story on that where, like, the mom felt like her daughter was more attractive or something, so every time she would get a boyfriend, her mom would move in on her boyfriend at the time. Yeah, she would try to sabotage her. They got married at 18, and it started before they got married. Yeah, I think that started before they got married, but let me double check on that. Yeah, we got married at 18 shortly after. So it could actually be, like, even worse, because it wasn't even, boyfriend. That could have been just husband at that point, too. I agree. Kat, I agree. 1,000,000,000% narcissist, yeah. It's possible that they because she got pregnant at 17. They were really close.
I remembered when I first read this that there was something saying that, like, he had gone to the mom's church as a teenager or something, and so he definitely was, like, getting groomed. I thought I had read that somewhere. Don't quote me on that, but yeah.
Well, basically, in the edit, he had said that blah, 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 blah. Doesn't say when, but it just says that she made him angry, and he vented to her mom, and it's just like, dude, come on, man. Instead of just going to your wife and being like, hey, can you do this instead, or be better at this, or whatever, like, you decide to just go out and fuck her mom instead. Like, come on. Is there a chance he was still 17? I assume they went to church together. I'm gonna guess, since they were also fucking in the office church, or the church's office, so it's not like dude, in front of God himself, gosh, no shame.
God salad.
Yeah, it says, I forgot to add this in earlier. My husband is 4 months younger than me. My birthday is in December and his is in April. We're in the same graduating class all through school, from kindergarten through high school.
Jesus, man. Yeah, this is like, that makes it even worse, 'cause it's like a lifelong thing. That's so,
So likely it may have happened before OP even got pregnant. That is scary, because that would actually be some Chris Hansen shit right there.
Yeah. I'd like you to
Please.
take a seat over there.
So take a seat over there. Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, what a great one to end on.
Wowee. Welcome, everybody.
I'll allow the word pedos. No worries. It sounds ultra premeditated on the mom's part too. That's what I mean.
Definitely, yeah.
Nezu, I think, like, I think that's what we mean, or Kat means when she's like, oh, 1000%, 1,000,000% narcissist, is because I feel like narcissists do premeditated things like that, because they're just like jealous of their daughters or jealous of their, you know what I mean? So, yep.
Yep.
But okay, what a way to end. Whew.
Be loyal, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
If there's
Be
any
loyal. Don't
takeaways,
be an asshole.
stop
Don't-
it. Get smooth.
Yeah, don't call the police before you just have a conversation with your spouse.
Yeah, please
Or
communicate
your
with
sister,
your
your sibling.
family and spouses.
Yeah, don't communicate with your partner if you don't like pickles.
No pickles means no pickles. It doesn't mean shut up and eat the pickles. It just means no pickles.
Respect other people's boundaries and their nicknames.
Yes.
It's fine to call me Junie. That's what we learned today. Let's get out of here.
Great
But
talk,
yeah,
everybody. Good talk. Good talk.
good talk. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up here. Shami, if you want to say bye to chat, you want to say bye to
Goodbye,
chat?
chat. It's so nice to see new faces and new people. Hopefully you stick around and we have some fun in Discord and future streams. And this was a lot of fun. I would happily do this again. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on. We will do this more soon, even if it's like true crime stuff.
Definitely.
We can do it. Yeah. All right. Bye, Shami. Bye, Shami. I'll talk to you in like 15 minutes. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye. All right. Woohoo! All right. So I'll try to get on Final Fantasy 14 so I can play with you and Burner. Stream was fun. Thank you. Who are my rating today? If you have any raid suggestions, I'll take it. Sure, Kat. Thank you guys for coming by. Some of you guys are old faces like Shadow, and there's some new faces like Nezu and Kat, and some other people who came in too, like Bleh. I know that you came in. Box __. No problem. I can do that. I'd just like to thank you, and I appreciate all of your oh my gosh. First off, I appreciate your patience for my throat. It's still kind of recovering from COVID, but it's getting there. And secondly, I appreciate you coming by and checking out what I'm doing today. I really had a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys had a lot of fun and enjoyed all the stories today and some of my diamond painting today. I'm glad to be here. Also glad to have found this community. I'm glad to see you too. Thank you. Even though I stole you from Burner. Don't tell him. No. But yes. Well, thank you guys for coming by. Let me go ahead and start the raid. Thank you. All right, you guys ready? Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait, hold on. It's not going through. It's not going through correctly. Wait. It's __? It's not coming up. Oh, there it goes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Woohoo!